Consider supporting TMV Gaming on patreon.com for $1 a month. Link below in the description.
Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'd like to talk to you about a few statements recently made by Sony Interactive Entertainment's John Kodera, this time in regards to their portable business. He said, and I quote, "In my opinion, rather than separating portable consoles from home consoles, it's necessary to continue thinking of it as one method to deliver more gaming experiences and exploring what our customers want from portables. We want to think about many options." He went on to say that we will be leveraging the knowledge and experience of having built 4 generations of consoles. Now, he recently said this about a day after Sony's conservative earning targets were made to the shareholders, and I find it interesting that this also came out shortly after Sony Interactive Entertainment America and Europe both announced that they are discontinuing physical PS Vita cartridge support in those 2 territories. Meanwhile, in Japan, John Kodera said he plans to continue supporting the platform with physical carts and new system versions for the foreseeable future. This leads me to a problem, and it's a problem that Sony sometimes runs into because of how long they support their hardware. If Sony wants to release another portable, which his comments seem to imply that, vaguely, but they kind of imply that. First of all, when? You guys just launched PS4 Pro, you just launched PSVR, you're still supporting the standard PS4, you're still supporting PS3, and you're still supporting PS Vita. That's a lot of systems for one company to support. Granted, the latter 2 at this point are pretty much just system software updates, PS3, PS Vita, that's pretty much it, but they're still demanding resources to make that happen. The other problem is that, according to a few other statements I covered in a video back, the PS4 is entering the end phases of their console lifecycle, and John Kodera implied that at around 2020 or 2021, PlayStation 5 will launch. So how is Sony going to do this? Because they can't support a PS4, a PS4 Pro, a PSVR, a PS5, and inevitably a PSVR 2, mind you, because of how decent PSVR is doing on the market. So there's no way they're going to be able to support all of that and then a portable. At least if you don't want the portable to end up the same way the Vita did, where it kind of ho-hum gets a game once every 6 years from Sony themselves, and the third parties are supporting it. I don't know about you, I don't want that to happen again. So unless Sony has this powerful chipset that behind closed doors that the world doesn't know about that allows them to port PS4 games and eventually PS5 games with ease to this next generation portable, I would love to see how they plan on doing this. Not because I don't want to buy one. Believe me, I'm an avid Vita supporter. I love the fact that my trophies sync to PSN. I like a lot of the games on it. I like the cross game chat and a lot of the other features. The messaging is interconnected. I like all that. But I don't want to buy another portable from Sony only for the American divisions to drop it 2 years into the damn life cycle, with the European territory following after, and then Sony of Japan being the only ones that support the platform. Not that Sony of Japan makes bad games, but a lot of complaints at this point with Vita is that all of the games that come out are Japanese games. And if you're not into those kinds of games, you're not going to buy a Vita. That's the problem. So if Sony wants to launch another portable, they have to get it right. They can't have proprietary cards. Or if they do, they have to be priced at the same price that standard cards from SanDisk, Sony, and Samsung are priced. You can't have a proprietary card, mark it up so damn high that it costs almost as much as the portable itself, and then scratch your heads wondering why no one's buying the platform. They also have to support it with a diverse software catalog in the same way they've done it to PS4. You cannot have a Vita or another successor and just leave it there to kind of float for itself and leave it up to the third parties to support the platform. Not going to happen. So it's very important that whenever Sony launches, if they decide to launch another portable, they have some good launch titles lined up for it and good titles planned for it for the foreseeable future, that it's going to stay on the marketplace. Because a lot of people have no confidence in Sony's portables. They have a lot of confidence in their home consoles and their VR headset, but not their portables. PSP did good, but the lack of marketing made many people think that it didn't have a lot of good games. PS Vita had no marketing. A lot of people thought it had no games whatsoever, even though that couldn't be further from the truth. And a lot of that comes back to how poorly Sony of America and Europe handled the platform. They both dropped it 2-3 years into the life cycle, but Sony of Japan sort of stuck by it, and to this day markets it on PlayStation.com. If you go to their website on a phone or computer, you will see it being advertised with PS4, PSVR, and it's right there, third in line, still on the main page. Whereas on the other two territories, on Europe, you can't even find it at all. And in America, you got to go through like 3 different menus just to find the main page, and it hasn't been updated in years. So what I'm getting at is if Sony, John Kodera, plans on launching another handheld, you can't pull a Vita. You have to do something good. You have to one-up what's now popular is the Switch. You have to do everything the Switch is doing, except for maybe the Joy-Cons, and one-up it. It has to have better games. It has to have a better experience. It has to be interconnected with PlayStation Network. It has to have a better online experience. The fact that the Vita can do cross-game chat natively on the hardware, and the Switch can't without a smartphone, some dongles and wires running back and forth, that's something Sony can one-up. Advertise more ad hoc players playing within the same reach that own this next portable. Show people playing with PS4 and PS4 Pro users. If Sony can find a way to bring a game like Overwatch to a portable and allow it to play with PS4 and PS4 Pro gamers, a lot of people I know, and I'm sure a lot of people out there, would probably have a lot of fun playing on a PlayStation Portable, playing games like Overwatch, Destiny, Call of Duty, or even Fortnite on a PlayStation Portable that's connected with the cross-game chat, a familiar control layout, and trophy synchronization to the network. A lot of people would probably be on board with that. The problem is that Sony's going to have to do that and take away resources from their home consoles to make it happen, which I don't think is something they're willing to do. Whereas Nintendo pretty much bowed out of the home console business, created a hybrid business, and they kind of take what they can get at this point. Granted, some of their games aren't the prettiest, but a portable's not about having pretty games. It's about having playable games. So I kind of said a lot, and that's a lot to unpack, so hopefully you guys have stuck with me. What are your thoughts? Would you want to buy another PlayStation Portable from Sony? I would, if they fix everything they did wrong with Vita and actually show that they're willing to back the platform. John Kodera will have to force the American and European divisions to all put the same effort in as the Japanese division would, because their track record with Vita has shown us is that Japan is far more dedicated to the platform than either of the other two territories ever were. And if they launch another portable, America and Europe cannot just bow out and leave it to Japan to keep it afloat. They have to market it and develop games that would appeal to their respective territories. Otherwise, it's going to be the Vita all over again, and they will not have a fourth chance to make a handheld. So, with all of that being said, let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section. Hopefully I didn't speak too fast, but I had a lot to cover and a lot to say, and I wanted to try to keep it within a short time frame. As always, I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care.
Special thanks to my 2 patrons, @Reef on Bronze tier and Patrick on Silver tier. If you'd like to join these 2 wonderful people and be immortalized in my videos, consider supporting TNV Gaming by clicking on the Patreon link on the first line of the description section. Thank you.